And here we are at Lalah, going to be doing a two-parter. At least we have something to actually pair with her. Granted, I don't know what we're going to do about Makuve, because that's a problem. Because he's probably also going to have a bunch of tangent... I might honestly just do like a 2-hour video. Just say, screw it, get Makuve out of the way all at once, instead of mucking about with like 30 different routes. It all depends on how long it goes. That'd be a big, boring finale. Makuve, we finish on Makuve? Ugh!
This is Lalah, launching.
With his Gyan and his flying Hershey kiss.
I will do what I can.
That was the wrong button. No, I targeted the Garibaldi. Attack the Garibaldi.
Take this. I won't let you bring the sky down.
Oh, I forgot that she was here.
The sky is
Wait,
falling.
did she do her, like, hand melee and it just completely missed? I was right in front of her. Yes, the Alexandria clearly draws a lot of design influence from the Musai, including being very close to the Starship Enterprise, only upside down. If it wasn't for this central pod between the engines, it would literally be the Starship Enterprise, only upside down. Just like the Musai. God, that thing in Gundam Bridge ruined it for me. Because I never once thought that, like, oh, it's like the Enterprise, only upside down. And then I saw that episode and I'm like, oh my god, it's actually the Starship Enterprise, only upside down. Worldview shattered.
Go down.
Ready.
I mean, this one's a little bit harder to sell on that because the whole front end is basically just like a launch ramp. The Musai had more
Return.
girth
Now.
in the front portion of the ship. Oh, and yeah, but didn't we already sync upgrades into the Mark 1? Yeah, so we're just sticking with the Mark 1. Besides, I don't like how the Mark 2s sort of hover in place instead of actually following the Cubile around. I mean, you can set up like fields of fire that way if you sort of move around in a specific pattern and set them all up in a ring. But the problem is they're only like flying or hovering out there for a limited duration. So by the time you finished setting up a group to form like an encirclement of fire, the first ones you dropped are going to be recalling, because it's not based on the amount of times they fire. It's purely a time thing.
Whether or not I actually have what it takes to pilot this mobile suit.
Yes.
God, even some of the battleships from the original Mobile Suit Gundam were ripped off in Gundam Seed. I already gave my rant on how profoundly unoriginal that series was, just full stop. It was all copied from something else. I mean, in Seed Destiny, they just dropped the pretense. You know, the Zaku Warrior and the Zaku Phantom and the Goof Ignited and the Dom Trippin'.
Slow.
Captain's enemy.
Slow.
I won't let you.
Yeah, I'll take out the second one with a full volley.
I won't let you. Captain's enemy.
But I only want to blow half the ammo. So until these recall, I have to use the beam saber, because otherwise I'm just going to blow the rest of the charge with a subsequent... Oh,
He's good.
you know, I'd say the Jubilee is a glass cannon, but in terms of raw firepower, it is actually kind of lacking. It's just that its ability to swarm a target is really useful and allows it to punch above its weight. I love the Jubilee mass production type. 30 funnels and cannons that can fire over the shoulders. I also like its design a bit better. It doesn't have like the pointed knees. You think that'll do it?
Returning now.
Three enemies. Is this the one where they like... oh god, we have to defend a Musai Kai. Oh boy.
This is Lalah. Launching.
I mean, again, that's the problem, is that the freaking recover doesn't cover battleships or tanks or land battleships.
I'll have to fight on my own.
If only I could roll so I could position this like the Starship Enterprise.
Back me up.
Captain's enemy.
Can you hold still just a little bit?
There. On the right. I won't let you.
He's good.
I won't let you.
His shield absorbed most of that. And the funnels are retracting.
What are you doing?
Oh, that's not good. Oh, it's better if he keeps using the Sea Serpent if against enemies that it can't. Oh, I'm friendly firing. God damn it. Just need one more Salamis. And now Shar is friendly firing at the AI that I have no control over.
Yes. Returning now.
Why is there always a positive incline shot? I'd like a top-down view of the mobile suits every now and then. Partner destroyed. So what's Shar going to be flying, I wonder?
New types shouldn't be destroying each other.
Lalah, why do you say that? It's always right before a mission where new types destroy each other.
I'll have to fight on my own.
There's no one that I can count on more.
I'll guide your way, Captain.
All right, let's go. Counting on your support.
I will do what I can.
Isaacs and Jims fighting together. Mass hysteria. Great, we have our Jims fighting their Jims. Yeah, I don't like how drawing the beam saber in the Jubilee like launches an attack, because having your beam saber equipped is good for speeding up your your animation speed for an attack, because drawing the actual beam saber slows you down by like a fraction of a second.
But
Oh, Lalah and a Gelgu. What, why? Fly funnels! Actually, what would funnel be in Japanese? Well, I don't know, because I don't speak Japanese. But I can infer from Fly Gundam being Tobe Gundam that Tobe would be Fly, so... I mean, would this be one of those, like, Romanization things where they just call them Funeru, or Tobe Funeru? I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. And I feel if I continue, I'll be offending somebody who does. Oh my god. You know, Char, once again, I'd like not to friendly fire you, but you have to park yourself directly next to the enemy. I mean, you need to be there if you're going to melee, but then melee, don't just stand there. AI in this game. Ugh. And again, I could tell him to keep his distance if I had that command option. What brainiac decided to omit that from the campaign? It's in all the other modes. It's in the survival mode. It's in the arcade mode. Hell, it was in the campaign for Federation vs. Xeon. You could do that if you had, like, a friendly unit. You could, like, tell them to back off or to hide or whatever. But here, no. Where I could use the ability to direct my ally to do what I want them to do, that's just not an option, apparently.
Returning.
And I've been over
Now.
this before again. I'm repeating myself now. But it is game-related. Somebody asked for this. I'm gonna have to stop, like, nudge, you know, like, unfriendly nudge, wink, wink. Because it's starting to get very adversarial.
This is Lalah, launching.
Ashamar is one of those names that probably wouldn't get by on
I will do what I can.
on an Xbox profanity filter. It's like, look, just because it has ASS in the name does not mean it's ass, okay? And now for something completely game unrelated.
What's wrong?
So you remember in those videos where I was tired and explaining, like, the upcoming schedule, even though I'm not sure how many people watch this series, watch the other things that I do, so what... Again, I'm only saying it because there's nothing left to say. Like, it's something to fill the air. Besides, call it self-promotion if that makes you feel better. Say that I'm shamelessly plugging myself. And try to keep your mind out of the gutter when I use the term plugging myself. Okay. Yeah, I can see how that could be misconstrued.
What are you doing?
But I recorded the first 2 hours of Doom 3, and then during a, like, video purge to free up memory, I accidentally deleted it, like, perma-deleted it. So I had a revelation, aside from the fact that I'm burned out and pissed off, that it's like, you know, Doom 3 isn't very good. I mean, it's a Doom game, and I feel guilty for saying that, but it isn't. It's not very good. So to hell with Doom 3, I'm gonna try to get Doom 2016 working in time for, you know, when I need it. Hopefully without, like, dialing it back to Roblox graphics. Sadly, I can make no promises. Oh, that was a big chunk of the reinforcement gauge. Hey, y'all! I mean, I will play Doom 3 eventually. It's just October is supposed to be a month of like bombastic games and a fun experience for me to play, and hopefully a fun experience for my viewers to watch. And I feel like if I play Doom 3, it's going to be neither of those things for neither party. It's not going to be fun to watch, it's certainly not going to be fun to play, because I've noticed the more I'm enjoying what I'm doing, the better the content comes off, because I'm more chatty and more interesting and engaged, and I don't sound tired or just fed up or anything like that. So it's important that I play stuff that I enjoy. And 2 hours into Doom 3, I was not enjoying myself. I just kept questioning, like, what in the hell happened to id that they screwed up this badly? This is not Doom. This is Resident Evil in space. And then they still have monster claws. It's like, call that cheeky homage if you want to like the classics. You know, because of course, classic Doom, monster claws, sure. But back then, it was a technical thing. It had to be done that way. Because everything that was going to be on the map had to be on the map somewhere. So if you weren't going to have like a cheeky panel open up to alert a bunch of enemies, and then a secret trigger line that opens a door that lets them all start flooding into a teleporter, if you weren't going to do that, you needed a monster closet. But in Doom 3, where you've established teleportation, and you are ultimately bringing assets into the map, you know, based on the player's progress, because of course modern games can't render everything simultaneously. They have to bring it in as needed, or else they don't function properly. They don't, you know, work. You have that ability, yet you still have monster closets. You still have panels in the wall that open up to, like, service gantries or whatever that just have a demon in them. Why? Like, having it a few times makes sense for the purposes of homage. But why would you do that as a like a thing? Like, because it happened way too often. And then the flashlight, like, oh hey, you know, the players don't like the fact that they have to disarm to physically hold a flashlight in order to be able to see. So everybody's using these mods where, you know, the flashlight is like just a part of your equipment. And it's like, well, yes, but so you guys do that in the BFG edition, you make that official, but then you make the flashlight's battery life, make the Half-Life flashlight or the Halo flashlight look like an Everlast. I mean, what the why? So many bad decisions, so much game design just wrong. And yes, Doom 2016 wasn't the absolute legend that Eternal was, but it wasn't bad by any means. It was awesome. It was Doom. You know, glory kills, a badass arsenal, it all. It just works. And not in the Todd Howard ironic-sarcastic way. It actually does work. Yeah, well, Jared went out like a bitch. Like he always does. Oh, I have completely changed the October schedule, but I am happy with how it's set up now. Now it's going to be good. I mean, if any of my viewers are more OCD, they're probably going to be driven crazy. But here's the thing. I have a twinge of OCD myself occasionally, and I prefer it the way it is because it's just better. So I'm tackling things a little out of order. Get over it. There shall be no picking of nits. I'm dealing like no damage. I one-tapped the Hamrabi. The Camille just sponges like white base during that mission in New York. Which, by the way, why is it New York? Like, is it supposed to be New York and somebody just didn't localize that properly? Or is there an actual New York and it takes place in New York? I don't... That's a bit weird. God, this is a busy route. It's busy.
New types shouldn't be destroying each other. I'll have to fight on my own.
This wreck looks like something right out of Homeworld. Oh, look, it's a Komusai! Honestly, I do want to get back to Homeworld. It's not in the immediate scheduling by any extent. But I figured I'd either break down and just either do Homeworld 2 or Deserts of Karak and just save Cataclysm for later, instead of playing them in order, or I'd just break down and do Cataclysm and deal with the fact that it's going to be a much longer, like, editing process because of how game capture and that game do not work well together. Because I have an original copy of that game, along with my original copy of Homeworld 1 and 2. I don't have the GOG version, which has been, you know, reconfigured to work on modern machines. Now it's Homeworld Resurgence. It's like, yes, but why Resurgence? That doesn't make any sense. Because, like, a Cataclysm worked, because it was like a disease, and, you know, sort of the same rationale behind the Flood in Halo, like why they were given that name, because they just sort of bowl over anything in their path like a flood would. But, like, Resurgence, what is resurging in this context? It's not the Taidani, it's not the Beast, none of that makes sense.
Take this.
Probably do Deserts of Karak. Probably, because I beat that recently. On easy, because I'm bad at strategy.
Now.
Destroy Camille. Duel in Grips. Recover.
This is Lalah.
The recent missions have gotten Lalah a little low. Better to, you know.
I'll have to fight on my own.
I'm actually doing like a thing where I'm making a gesture even though nobody can see it. Nobody knows what I'm doing because I'm not, yeah. Oh, that was a good hit. God, he is still super tanky.
He's good. What are you doing?
These mirrors. Wait, here's another point. Why are they even here? Right? I mean, I assume as opposed to, like, proper mirrors, they're probably solar panels that, I don't know, charge the colony laser? Question mark? I mean, this is a universe with, like, compact fusion reaction. I can imagine that using the solar panels would be more efficient, of course, because the reactor would still need fuel, and it would have to produce and store a vast quantity of energy given the nature of the colony laser. But and besides this, you need a lot more solar panels than this. It should look like a space superstructure. This should be just a massive, like, thing. Or maybe they're intended like some kind of disguise, you know? I mean, given the nature of space, were you to coat something in like a mirror material, it'd be very easy to camouflage yourself sort of against the star backdrop because it's all just darkness and white spots. It's not like anybody would be able to tell a mirrored darkness and white spots relative to the natural order of things. So maybe there was a wall of these mirrors to cloak the colony laser? Also known as retro-reflective panels, if you're an MCU fanboy or girl or person. Which is also not... Like, retro-reflection is a thing, and it's not that. That's not... That's not remotely anything to do with anything. Did Char just steal my thunder? Indeed he did. Oh, with the cool guy shot, too!
Turning.
Fuck you, Char. God damn it. I mean, with his hand like that, it almost looks like he's got his elbow leaning on the mirror, like he's just like, yeah, I'm cool. I know it. And you know it. It's like, oh god, I hate that guy. Not only did he steal my thunder, he flexed! He flexed on me!
I'll have to fight on my own.
Oh boy. You see how different the qualities of these are when I actually have energy and, you know, a greater willingness to do what I'm supposed to be fucking doing. Yeah, I can't even, like, put the beam saber away to switch to the thing, because it just automatically shoots. Jubilee is just so, you know, so eager to initiate hostility. I wonder if that doesn't relate to its pilot at all.
It's all over if they fire at the Titan fleet! Is that it? And Sirocco, ready for the end, Char?
Sirocco, I am going to silence you very quickly.
This isn't done yet!
Okay, Armoro, if you want me to switch targets, I'll switch targets. I launched the attack first. How did he attack through that? No, it's the Gundam. It's faster. It's the Gundam Mark II. It's faster than the Gundam Mark I. Or just the Gundam. The RX-78.
Good move, mobile suit.
What are you doing?
Well, if Char hadn't gotten in my way there, he'd still be alive. But now he's dead, because he got in my way.
Returning now.
Why does the Cubilee just float like that? I mean, you'll notice it's not actually standing, it's just sort of like... Triumphed over the Titans. Yes! We haven't been here before. Several times. Yeah, I mean, until, like, Char decides to, like, deorbit the moon or some shit. Give him time, he'll still do it. There's literally, I don't think any Aug left. That's all just done. Oh, Mouar! Mouar! Ooh, we get an ally battle gauge to worry about? God. Fine,
I'm
fine.
launching.
Recover. This one's gonna be long because of how just drawn out
Jared,
Lalah's
I'll
was.
protect you.
Hell, I might finish this game this session. I might just... Even if I don't air all of Makuve all at once, I might just blast through it, because... Oh, like, the end is so tantalizingly close. And it needs to be finished before October, because I don't have the programming time to fit this in with everything else. And sure, I could just shift times around and stuff, but I'm not gonna, because I got a little OCD myself. I'm making enough compromises of, like, order and sensibility in favor of just practicality, to be honest. Hi-ya! Ow! I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get. Oh, get over here! Oh, I'm not trying to transform. Oh my God, what is happening? I don't know, but I don't care for it. Fear me, mortals! No, I have to say, I do like a mobile suit that's a trick shot. You think you're safe behind it, and then it just, like, blasts you. The Rick Diaz can do that, this can do that if you use the shoulder guns, and of course the Hyakushiki, because it has to have all the cool guy maneuvers, because it's Char's mobile suit.
I'm on your side.
Well, what did you expect, man? You came here in a Gym 2. It's still a pile of garbage. The only gym that was worth anything was the Gym 3. And even then, it was worth something for, like, the campaign prior to when it was actually introduced. If you haven't seen the Gym 3, it's actually cool. I like, because it's got, like, shoulder-mounted missile pods and hip-mounted missile pods, and it's got the Gundam Mark II style of beam saber. I like the Gym 3. Okay, I feel like I said the Gym 2 is cool, and I actually meant Gym 3, because I'm... Oh, okay, yep. I'm not actually tired, my head's just... I'm stupefied with glee that I might actually be done with this by the end of the day. Maybe. Possibly. Just a little bit.
I'm launching.
You know, the Gym 3 is pretty cool. Well, I like how the Gundam Mark II actually makes the kind of, like,
Jared,
ninja
I'll protect
backdraw beam sabers work, because they're actually attached to a set of verniers. Granted, they're a set of verniers that I question exactly how much impulse they could actually create on the mobile suit, given how small they are. And weirdly, the Jagan is growing on me. I mean, I kind of hated the Jagan stuff. Well, it has, like, no skirt armor, either. Like, it clearly looks like a robot, because I looked at all the Char's counterattack designs, and even the Xeon stuff, like, wasn't doing it for me. It seemed, like, too exotic and inconsistent for what was in the series prior to that point. But that's also growing on me weirdly. I mean, mean, there was the Gyaradoga, which was supposed to be like a boosted Zaku. There was the Yagdoga, which was the funnel version. I did actually find out that the Sazabi could recall its funnels. Its specialized racks could actually reattach them. Because I said before that it couldn't do that, but no, that was the Yagdoga. The Yagdoga, when it launched its funnels, it couldn't recall them, but the Sazabi could. And I found that out while I was reading up on Moon Gundam. And the Vanya, or the Varya, or whatever it was, the mobile suit that was sort of mixed with a Gundam head from the Psycho Gundam Mark IV G-Doors to make it. It's some interesting mobile suit design work is all I'm gonna say. Alright, I'm supposed to protect Jared. I've been friendly firing his ass like crazy. Well, he's not making it easy. And we are both actually kind of getting our asses kicked. This isn't good.
Don't take me lightly.
Don't get in my way! I won't die here!
Oh, that's great. I'm almost dead, and he just blew the recover, and he has to survive. This is going fantastic. Oh, that's really not good.
Good move.
Okay. Oh, come on, one of you bail, please.
Damn!
Okay, Quattro's bailing. Jared, just keep it together for 2 seconds.
Damn you!
Oh, Jared, I hate you, you absolute piece of dog shit. Oh, fuck you, Char. You were literally at the border, and you just had to turn around and get a last shot in. I hate you both. God, okay. Alright, we'll put another star on this thing and...
I'm launching.
I'm leaving that in. Get a sense of my frustration.
Jared, I'll protect you.
You know, I just realized when the Bound Dog transforms, its head literally goes up its own ass. Well, its head is in the back of its skirt. Would you not consider that up its own ass?
Nothing.
Reckless.
Okay, I'm gonna focus Quattro. Hopefully Jared just keeps his distance and doesn't make this more difficult than it needs to be by just forcing me to friendly fire him all the time. Wait for it, hit him! Jared! Oh my god. If I could only tell him to fuck off.
You've made a poor choice for your final weapon.
Not giving up!
Still not too late.
Give it a rest! Your time's over! Not yet! This isn't done yet!
Oh my god, Jared! What the fuck?
Good move.
I can't shoot anyone or I'll hit him, and I have to protect his dumb Titan ass! And he's down to half health. He's gonna die again. He better not fuck me over a second time. I swear to God. Char, I will straight up murk you this time around. I don't care. No, you don't get to, like, pop back around and take another shot back at us. I'm going to keep blasting you until you leave, until you fly right the fuck out of this arena. That is for fucking me over last time, you gold-plated piece of shit! It was also Jared's fault, but I hate him anyway.
I'm coming back.
Oh, that was cathartic. I feel good. The black tries to... Okay, so they're... Ooh, they're gonna be in the, You know, I have a feeling I know what's really gonna pay off here.
I'm
I
launching.
could be crazy. I mean, let's not forget the time I brought, like... What was it, like a Gundam ground type or whatever against them? Because I thought it was gonna be, like, Dozel in the Big Zom, and it was the Black Tri-Stars and Rick Diaz, and I just completely screwed myself over on that one. Go figure. So my hope is to, like, do an air launch so I can keep moving, basically like circle strafe while I'm firing the rockets, and then just rocket the Black Tri-Stars out of existence with the anti-ship missiles that are not supposed to be used against mobile suits, but are nevertheless effective. Ow. Great start.
I won't die, because I know that you'll protect me.
Come on.
And how I went down?
We got one of them real low. We can cut this down to a 2v1 in a second. Oh! Okay, assault is... Okay, Gaia is lower. Focus Gaia. Huh? Come on. Oh. Oh, I figured one of them. He's in my blind spot, too.
I won't die, because I know that you'll protect me.
And I'm a one-tap. Oh. I am literally a head Vulcan away from death. And that attack did not track in the slightest. Okay, just gotta play it smart. Ooh, not crazy. I was not crazy to bring the Palace Athene. I mean, that got really clutch, but not crazy! No, not crazy.
I'm coming back.
I'm about as tense as I am when I'm like last three in a Battle Royale match. At least back when I played those games. Still not a fan of the genre. I know it appeals to a lot of people, but I do not care for it. Classic deathmatch all the way. Destroy Makuve. Well, I could do that in my sleep. What's the problem?
I'm launching.
God, then we have to play Makuve in the Adzam, which... Oh, the Adzam in this game. The Adzam in general. You just look at the thing and it's like... Who was tripping balls when they came up with that? I've got an idea for a mobile armor. It's gonna have 4 legs and be shaped like a squat teardrop. Oh fuck, it'll be like a flying Hershey's Kiss is what it'll be like. And I'll give it 4 turrets with twin beams cannons on each. And another 4 turrets with no, like, yaw axis control that just pitch up and down and fire cannonballs. Oh, but the piece de resistance, as the French would say, will be the 1-2 punch of this gold glitter powder that they'll think is a distraction, but what it'll really do is coat them in a conductive material so that when I drop a cage on them, it'll electrocute them dead. I mean, never mind the fact that coating something in something that's electrically conductive is a horrible, horrible idea if you're trying to, like, have electricity pass through it because of the Faraday effect. Current tends to you know, be mostly on the surface of an object, especially if that surface is more conductive. Makes no goddamn sense. And then, okay, so you're gonna electrocute them. Why a cage? Ah, don't ask so many questions. Just get in it and fly and kill some fairies. I don't know why I made the engineer sound Scottish. I was trying to do a riff on, like, Robin Williams' Origin of Golf. Because the Adzam in concept sounds about as ridiculous as golf as a sport. I'll knock a ball in a gopher hole. Oh, you mean like pool? Fuck off, pool! I'll knock a ball in a gopher hole. Like croquet? Fuck croquet! The hole is hundreds of yards away! And in your way, I'll put trees and bushes and high grass where you can go lose your fucking ball and lose your mind while everybody's mocking you while you're there jerking away in the sand. And you do this one time. Fuck no! 18 fucking times! I mean, George Carlin's take on golf was just that, you know, all of this land, acres upon acres of it, you know, the ball is that fucking big. You could fit it in your pocket. I'm not saying golf makes sense in some place like Scotland, where there's lots of, like, rural wilds and so forth, where that land really wasn't being used, you know, anyway. But anywhere else, it does just sort of turn into this thing of, oh, look how rich we are, we can afford a golf membership because the taxes alone on the golf course because of all the acres it takes up is so expensive. And the maintenance, it's a rich person's sport. It's a class statement. I play golf. That's probably the reason why Caddyshack was so much fun, because the snobs versus the slobs, you know, Judge Smales, Bishop Bickering, and Dr. Beeper versus Al Cerveric and Ty Webb, you know. Ty, especially the trust fund baby, has, like, bedrooms just littered with all these chicks. And he just doesn't care because he's trying to be zen. He's trying to be zen.
Ensign Malafaro heading out.
God, and, like, if you watch the making of where he's like, when we set out to do Caddyshack, it was originally going to be an epic about the working man. But then we hired all this adult comedic talent, and what we ended up with was, well, Caddyshack. And the rest is history. And they're all trying to justify improv comedy as like a thing, where it's like, no, it's a legitimate thing. You take some, really talented people and you lock them in a room and you leave the cameras running, and then you just, you take the best stuff that they come up with and you put it out there, right? Improv, great. Oh, yes, and the producers, the ones responsible for, quote, protecting the money, have to have a lot of faith in the performers to be able to deliver on what is essentially the, loosest form of filmmaking structure imaginable. Still, it was a great film, I mean...
From above?
And the thing is, you can't really knock any sort of lack of professionalism, because Bill Murray and Chevy Chase, who, in terms of personality, seem, kind of predisposition not to get along, had already had a run-in on SNL, and it's like, well, we have these two big, comic leads, our two big actors, and they don't have a scene together. And especially with that, improv mantra of locking them in a room and just letting things happen, they were concerned, are they gonna, get into some huge fight or something? And it's like, no, they maintained professionalism and came up with a goofy scene. Although, I do feel like Bill Murray was kind of, lightly torturing Chevy Chase. That whole thing with, the cigar, or actually it was a joint. It was a joint, set up like a cigar, it was a huge stogie, with his hybrid grass species that's part Kentucky bluegrass and part, Northern California sensimilla. He's like, and the best part is that you can play 18 holes on it and then take it home with you afterwards and get stoned too. And then he's forcing him to drink after he smokes the stuff, and it just... Oh, God, what a great scene. So awkward, but that's the point. Because technically both of these characters are crazy. Okay, maybe Ty Webb is not as crazy as... Okay, do we have something with... Oh, we do have something with rockets. So maybe Ty Webb is not as crazy as Carl Spackler, but at the same time...
I'm launching.
He's a trust fund thing. He's got this, Japanese contemplation area in his apartment with, trust fund checks lying around. And yet, as soon as money is on the line for his golf thing, his normally godly game just disappears because he's so nervous. It's there is something incredibly, strange about this man. Maybe it's not as obvious as Carl, just, man licensed to kill golfers by the government of the United Nations. Oh no, I'm talking about something that isn't related to this game. Shame. I'm sure nobody's interested in some flat-out, comedy from the 80s. My mistake, my bad.
Final victory will be ours. I'm launching.
There's something game-related. When attacking the Big Zam, don't equip a mobile suit that is entirely reliant on beam weapons, because its eye field barrier will prevent the beams from working. Unless you get right up between its legs and shoot it in the ass. That sounds like a bad joke, but it is actually true. As you would know if you saw any of the other dozen times I've fought the Big Zom in this series. And this speech I've also given. All the dozen times I've fought the Big Zom in this series. Wow, Jared, that quick, huh? You didn't even get Big Zam beam. Oh, look, I'm creeping up behind it. Oh, look, the beams work when I shoot it in the ass. Looks like it wasn't a joke. Haha, funny. I'm talking about the game. And Jared's dead. So, good times on Luna 2. Oh wait, no, this is Axis. Ah, who cares?
Next.
I didn't want to lock on to Dozel, so I just aimed through him at Garma and knew it would connect.
I'm coming back.
You know, the funny part is that that commenter probably isn't even following this series anymore, which means that I'm essentially making my complaints once again to the ether. However, if you're gonna just move on and watch something else because you discover immediately that this isn't for you, then you wouldn't leave a comment, you would just go off to watch something else. That is the most rational thing to do. If you leave a comment in critique, it means that you expect things to change to suit what you want. And that's the thing, it's not going to change, not because I'm being obstinate, but because all of the game-related stuff I've been over already. Welcome to the joke! And yes, I've graduated from perturbed to fully adversarial.
Not yet. It's not over yet.
That's the thing, you know, because it's not like I'm adversarial because of critique. I'm adversarial because of invalid critique. My whole point is that, like, again, the subject matter was game-related 30 videos ago. Welcome to the conversation 10 minutes in when you don't know what you're talking about.
Give it my best.
So Haman is our main target, but I do not want Quattro, just, well, Char in this case, just making himself a problem the whole time. Well, that's that problem solved. You know, some people might get the wrong impression that I dislike people being adversarial. It's actually quite the opposite. Part of the reason why I liken myself socially to a pit viper in school is that I often found it easier to not get along with people because you can kind of go ham on your enemy. You don't need to show any restraint or proper manners and so forth. But when you have friends and allies and so forth, you have to maintain a rapport and keep up appearances, and I always found that tedious. I mean, that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate my friends, it's just that, well, I'm not good with people. I'm just not. That's a truism. Revelation, I'm not good with people. Machines, yes. Animals, to some extent. People, no. It's just not my area of expertise. Despite all of the exhaustive, like, social analysis that I've done, and, you know, anthropology and human history, I'm not good with people. Maybe I'm autistic spectrum. I don't know. If it is, it's undiagnosed and probably never will be.
Don't take me lightly.
Ow.
No, you won't. Don't take me late.
That went nowhere. I am all out of beam. Literally, no beam.
Don't take me late.
Come on, I'm going to destroy you with my weird legs inside of my leg claws.
Wait.
And I did it exactly like I said. I got Jared too! Bonus! Fuck that guy. And Mouar stands alone,
Coming back.
victorious, badass. She wept for Jared, briefly. Till she realized what a dumbass he was. The whole time! Ah, canonically he survives. Well, pseudo-canonically he survives. He must have ejected. One more route. Well, I mean, it's gonna branch, but one more character. One more character and done. I am nearing the end of the tunnel. There is light. I'm walking towards it.